What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Happy Friday, people. The weekend is about to get going, man. Arsenal against Aston Villa. This is a big game. Arteta against Unai Emery, people, and this could be a big weekend in the title race. It's still early. There's still a long way to go, but it just feels like one of those hurdles that if Arsenal can get over, they'll be in a great position. If they don't, then the belief will maybe will be a bit shaky. But listen, it's going to be a big game. 12:30 kickoffs for me. I know people say the time of a game is not really important, but I don't think many 12:30 kickoffs are that good. You always find in a 12:30 that you don't get as many goals or it's not as entertaining as normal. So we'll see how it goes, people. But big up to everyone. Hope you're all well. Hit the like button and subscribe and hype up the video after. Big C Lee's Josh Kroenke sent Robbie that comment shout at the end of Forever was immense. Top quality, man. Top quality. Yeah, man. What day do they pay, Robbie? Is it the 1st or is it the 30th of the month? I don't know. Curtis, I know you are nervous. Bro, it's Arsenal make me nervous. Arsenal make me nervous. It's I think we can beat Villa, but Arsenal sort of, if we play well against Villa, we'll beat them. We're better than them. But if we don't, we'll be in trouble. I'll be live at 11:30 a.m. people, UK time, 12:30 p.m. kickoff. So it's a morning start, people, depending on where you are in the world, of course. Yeah, I was late today. I've been showing off lately, saying, oh, I'm on time. But today I just quietly walked in with my head down. Like when you've been in detention at school, you just walk in your house, you know what I mean? Mum's in the front room, you just put your head down, just go up the stairs. Oi, come here! You're like, oh no, I'm in big trouble here. It's one of them. Yeah, I just tried to walk in and just say, I hope they don't notice. But yeah, I was about 3 minutes late today. It's not great, people. It's not great. But big up to everyone. Big up to everyone. And oh mate, I had the intro back for the 100k, and then they sent me another email saying, no, actually, it hasn't been cleared yet. I said I've been waiting 3.5 weeks. I need the intro back. It's not the same. You know what I mean? Jamaica have called up Tyrese Hall. Who is that, bro? I don't even know who that is. And this is why. Listen, I ain't gonna start dissing players, but you're gonna need more than that. Get Reece Nelson. Jamaica. I actually had discussions about trying to get Kevin Campbell's son to play for Jamaica. I don't know what they're doing. I know this rumor saying that Greenwood might change his mind. That's what I've been reading. Apparently he didn't like Steve McLaren. M. Shanahan said, Curtis YouTube rap saying I'm a 0.2% viewer. Listen, man, big up to everyone who's been sending me the pictures saying, Curtis Shaw TV's in their top 5 for the year and the wrap up or whatever it is. Really appreciate it, man. You guys are locked in, man. So big up yourself. Big up Youssef said, I'm at the gym listening. Keep up the good work. Come on, you gunners. Olympia, too soon. Let's talk about the Villa game, Big C. We have to win that game, but I'm really nervy. I'm going to be honest, people. I wouldn't take a draw. I've been getting asked that question a lot. Would you take a draw against Villa? No. No, I wouldn't. Why should I? Why should I take a draw against Villa? Somebody said, oh, you expect us to win every game. No, the reality of the situation is we beat Villa at their ground last season. We're better than Villa. We spent £265 million in the summer. I expect us to go to Aston Villa and win. Now, I'm not oblivious to the fact we could go to Villa tomorrow and lose. We could. Morgan Rogers could run all over us. Watkins is scoring. And we could lose. Unai Emery is a fantastic manager. But before that game starts, I expect Arsenal to go 3-point collecting at Villa. That's the reality of the situation. If it doesn't happen, then something's gone wrong. Or Villa have played really well and we weren't able to handle it. So they were 2-0 down the other day. at Brighton. Can you tell how long someone subscribed to your channel? No, it doesn't show me that. It does not show me that. I'm a bit nervous. Benny Blanco, Big C, it's my birthday. Happy birthday, man. Blessings on your birthday. And listen, at least Arsenal can't ruin the day. The midfield is key. AFC 87 always. Big up. You're right, because Villa, very aggressive in midfield. McGinn, Anana, Rogers. You know, there's a lot of physical players in there, and I think Arteta will probably play Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, assuming that Rice is fit. That's what I think he will go with. Whether I would go with that is a different question, and whether you guys would go with that is a different question. Big C, you are my number one. I'm top 0.9%. Big up your damn self, man. And big up TC Monitor 35, 0.5% viewer. Though I don't usually comment, but always locked in. Big up to the silent viewers. Respect to the silent viewers. It is a safe space if you ever want to come out and talk. But, oh, Pat Purser, people, honestly, there's so many of you in the comments, right? Just forgive me on this. I know you by your name that you usually have. YouTube have changed it all and gone from your profile name or whatever. They've changed it to the name that you set up on. So now sometimes I'm like, that's you, but I don't know who it is because it's showing up as a different name. So Pat Purser, it's showing up as Pause T5000. So if you're thinking like, yeah, I've been commenting for years and he's not sure who it is, them changing the names has destroyed the comments. Like, I'm having to look at the profile picture and try and remember what the names were. Why they decided to make that change, I've got no idea. Absolutely no idea. Right, let's get into it, people. Big up to everyone tuned in. Big up the Twitch gang. Big up the whole C unit. And appreciate all of you guys' support as always. Let's look ahead, really. Like, there isn't many old stories to get into. Yeah, change your handle to what your name was, and then that'll make it easier if you did that. But tomorrow, the former Arsenal manager and the current Arsenal manager, two very different journeys as Arsenal managers. Unai Emery probably didn't get the time that he needed. I think Unai was his own sort of short-term success led to his long-term departure. When I use the word success, I don't mean in terms of trophies. I mean, I think Unai surprised people how well he did in that first season. He had us free-flowing. He had us scoring goals. People have to remember that Lacazette won Player of the Year. Aubameyang won the Golden Boot in his first season. This was a summer where we'd signed Lichtsteiner, Leno, Torreira. It was a very underwhelming transfer window. He created so much excitement and then he messed the season up at the end of the season. Now, I went to the game at home against Crystal Palace, and I believe that is the day he ruined his Arsenal career. We had a Europa League game midweek, and he rotated for Palace at home, and we got done by Palace. Zaha ripped up Cole Jenkinson. Mustafi had a nightmare, and it all went wrong from there. The league disappeared. We ended up finishing 5th, and then we know what happened in Baku. So, yeah, he got it wrong. And then the next season, you know, he signed Tierney, Pepe, Luiz. We thought we're going to have a good season. You had teams like Watford getting 25 shots and having more possession than us, and it was a spiraling, you know, end to his career. I think he was a good manager. I think it was difficult for him because he didn't speak the language well. I respect the fact that he tried to speak English, but he was being mocked, and the football then faded and he lost his job. Apparently the dressing room were not working for him. Should he have been given more time? I don't know. Arteta comes in, he's been given the time, and we have improved massively, but he has had a lot of money and a lot of seasons where things haven't worked out. But this is the time to prove yourself, Mikel. This is the time to go and be the champion and show people that you are that manager that a lot of people think you are. A lot of people are still not convinced. So it's a big game. You know, if Villa beat us tomorrow, they're 3 points behind us in the league, which is unbelievable. They didn't score for the first 4 games, I think. Maybe even been 5. So that is going to be very intriguing. Lob City said, yo, Curtis, you're a good speaker. You seem to love what you do. I created this channel last month and I love talking about football. Any advice? You just learn on the job, would be my advice. If you tuned into the 100K stream that I did last Friday, we watched my first ever video on the channel. I mean, it looked like I was being held up. I looked like a hostage. Real talk. If you watch that stream, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm sat in the car. I've got the seatbelt on. Why not take the seatbelt off? You're parked. You felt as if I was being forced into that video. Now it just feels. I feel like I'm just sitting here chatting to my mates about football. I could do this for 10 hours, and I wouldn't even hesitate. But you definitely learn on the job. So don't put too much pressure on yourself at the start, because I looked like I'd been kidnapped in my first video. Um, Lol Ha Ha said, I'm a silent listener. Discovered you, Curtis Shaw TV this year. Information and entertainment is a must listen and watch now. Glad I found the channel and wonderful community. Listen, every YouTube channel loves their community, but I think this community is the best. You know, I honestly, we can deal with. We're very adaptable as a community. If the game's bad, we might start talking about old school PlayStation games, you know, Grand Theft Auto or Scarface. We might start talking about biscuits. We might talk about hip hop. We can go in any direction. It's a goated community for real. Yeah, Eros. One thing we don't like to talk about though is the Drake concert in New York. Yeah, we don't like to talk about that. And to be fair, it serves me right, you know, for trying to go to a Drake concert. So yeah, we you hold your hands up and just acknowledge your wrongdoing. Ben says Gabriel Martinelli's issue in this team is positioning. With Kieran Tierney's crossing, Gabriel Martinelli could arrive in the space in the box. He plays as a wing back in this team as the fullbacks invert. He hasn't scored a goal outside the box since Watford in 2022. When you invert a fullback, it's a gift and a curse. What it's going to do is help you dominate the midfield, which possession-based coaches love. So you end up with 4 in there rather than 3. So you dominate possession. Where it becomes a problem is your left winger's got twice as much running to do. I said this on the show with Cecil. In pre-season, I couldn't believe how much running Martinelli was doing. As soon as the ball broke down, genuinely, he would turn round and just sprint in a straight line. And he'd end up at left back. And then you'd see like Calafiori trotting back. I would honestly hate to play left wing in Arsenal's team with your left back inverting. And this is why when I come on this channel and I say, I'd love Arsenal to sign Leao. If you're inverting your left back, you can't have Leao playing left wing because he ain't running back like that. And then the right winger for the opposition is going to be like an all-you-can-eat restaurant. You'll be pulling out Gabriel to go and cover the left back. We'd get smoked, you know, and that's the problem. I think some games he shouldn't actually invert. He shouldn't actually invert Calafiori as much. I actually think when Trossard's playing left wing, he doesn't invert as much because he's probably aware of the fact Trossard doesn't have the same sort of work rate. So in my eyes, I would still sign Leao and I would tell a Calafiori don't invert as much so that we can play more natural on that side. But that's a great point because Tierney and Martinelli looked a lot better with a conventional fullback. So that is actually a great point. Some of these players you look at Arsenal and you think, you know, I'm not so sure about Martinelli. Martinelli could easily go to I don't know, a Dortmund, a PSG, a Bayern. I don't know. He could go to a different team and look really good and score loads of goals. You just don't know. But he's done well in the Champions League is the one thing that I will give him. And I think that's because Champions League teams play more attacking. He gets more space in behind, causes more problems. When he plays against a low block in the Premier League, he looks very lacks intelligence, you know. Sometimes he does. So I could see him doing well at other teams with more space. He'd do great in the Bundesliga because they all defend high up the pitch. Big up Cooper, Big C, you're the best. Goated C Unit community. Hey, big up, bro. Member for 31 months as well. Really appreciate your support. Green screen Alexis Sanchez, baby. Alexis Sanchez. Oh, do you know what's interesting, right? When I put Alexis on the green screen, I get a variety of comments. Some people say, I can't believe you got that snake on the green screen, Man United, the piano. And some people just go, oh, what a player. I'm in that category. I know he went to United. I know he played the piano. He was greedy. He went for money. But what a player. Do you know what I mean? What a player. And as I always say, you put Alexis in this Arsenal team, we are champions. Put Alexis Prime in this Arsenal team, we are Premier League champions. He is that good. That is the kind of player that we desperately lack, because he would win you a game when you were struggling. He would carry the attack, and that's what I think we need on the left. There aren't many Alexis Sanchez's though. That is the problem. Unreasonable Curtis live on a Friday. What else can you wish for? What more do you need? What more do you need? Alexis, the best player of the Emirates era. He's up there. He's up there. I think him, the best two players I've seen at Arsenal in the Emirates era. All right, I'll go three. I know Thierry played at the Emirates. He wasn't the same player then. I would say Van Persie, Alexis Sanchez, and Cesc Fabregas. That's what I would say. I think they're the three best. Henry at the Emirates, he had great moments, but he was injury prone. Cesc, Alexis, RVP are the best three. I know people love Cazorla, and Cazorla's up there for me, but he didn't do it long enough for me. You know, Oba as well. Oba won us an FA Cup, so I got to say him. Mesut was at the start, and then he faded for me. I think Cesc was better than Ozil by far. Oba did more than Ozil for me. Although he wasn't there as long. Yeah, maybe. To be fair, Ozil probably convinced players like Alexis to join the club. Alexis was carrying the team single-handedly. He was. Yeah, Shamak, I don't know about that. We don't talk about him either. Mr. Soul Glow. Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through, baby. If you watch Coming to America, you're right there with me. Soul Glow settings, people. Right, I want to start by talking about a transfer rumour. We're in December. The transfer window is around the corner, people. And this one came out this morning. I want to get your opinion. In fact, I'm going to go further. I'm going to put a poll out for this. Arsenal being linked this morning to Kobbie Mainoo, which I think is a very, very interesting player to be linked with, and probably not the most unrealistic type of deal. But I want to know your thoughts. We're lacking in midfield at the moment. There's no doubt about that, right? This manager clearly doesn't trust Christian Norga. He doesn't trust him, right? He won't play him, and we've got no cover for Declan Rice whatsoever. He's been frozen out at Man United. He's 20 years of age, which I couldn't believe that he's only 20. I thought he was actually a little bit older than that. It feels like he's been around for ages, but he really hasn't. Would you guys take Kobbie Mainoo at Arsenal? And is it realistic in any way? Like, would Man United sell him to Arsenal? How much would he cost? The amount of money that he would cost, is he worth it? I'm kind of going off what happened in the summer. Garnacho went for 45 million. I would expect him to be a similar price. Would you take him? Would you take Mainoo at Arsenal? I actually would, but it does depend on the price. But I think there's a talent there. I really do. 20 years of age, English. But it does depend on the price. If I started hearing 60 million and things like that, nah, leave it alone. But if it was 45 million, similar to what Garnacho went for, I mean, I'd try and get it for 40 maybe. But there's English tax attached to this. Ross knows about the English tax, you know. Solo said, I was very honoured to be in the top 0.1%. 4 million owners. Takam, by the way. Cheers, YouTube. Apologies, people, man. I'm just guessing names now, but yeah. Cooper said, I would. There's a talent there. I hear you on that, Jay. Said, I want someone more seasoned, maybe rather than a younger player. I understand that. George Gaming, 25 to 30 million. Yes, but not more. Less than Garnacho. Yeah, I suppose Garnacho was playing more at the time. I mean, Mark Ogden has put a report out this morning on ESPN saying basically there's a high possibility Kobbie Mainoo will leave United next month, as he knows he basically has no chance of going to the World Cup with his current situation at United. Man United favour a loan, but would be potentially open to a permanent at the right price. Could we even get him on loan? Because I'd be going to Manchester United going, bro, we're not in the same category. Don't look at us as rivals. You're trying to get back in Europe. We're in a title race. So it's not like back in the day where we were in competition. Um, but then I suppose the problem you've got if Kobbie came to Arsenal on loan, is he going to get much game time again? Like, yeah, I think he'd be higher up the pecking order than United, but I still don't think he would be starting on a regular basis. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think if you could get him for 30, 35 million, I would do the deal. I would do the deal. Because I do personally think there's a player there. But whether those circumstances would work for him coming to Arsenal, Rice and Zubimendi, you ain't getting in that team. So you're relying on suspensions and injuries to get game time. I don't know, but it'd be interesting. And listen, if we signed him in January, I'd be happy with that deal. Young player. But yeah, he's suffering at the moment. Confidence is low, but you know, sometimes you can get a young star and rejuvenate them. Manu is like little bro now, 100%, 100%. Swap deal with Havertz. I'm not sure they'd take Havertz. Definitely a decent player, good for team depth. Yeah, is he more of a DM or CM? I think he's a centre mid. I don't think he's a DM personally. I would play him centre mid. I think he could play in that Rice role. The only thing he's not the quickest. Good signing for me. Party replacement, says Tench. Unreasonable. Please ask Jack why his hat is taller than his face. Yeah, man, he likes the hat just sitting on top of his head, don't he? Big up. And the Yama and said, isn't it ironic how we all want a new left winger, yet Trossard might currently be the best one in the league? Big up the community. I think number one, left wingers in the Premier League are not good this season. Doku's look very lively, but his numbers are not great. Then you've got Gakpo at Liverpool. I don't rate him. So Trossard has been one of the best left wingers in the league, but I still think that we've also got to acknowledge that that ain't the level. You know, that's not the level. We still want to go up another level. Semenyo, I mean, he plays off the right and the left. Left wing market in the Premier League is absolutely awful at the moment, let's be honest. If you think probably, I don't know, 7 years ago, maybe, 7 or 8 years ago, you might have been talking about Alexis Sanchez, Hazard, Sterling when he was at Man City, Sadio Mane, Son at Tottenham. Look at that compared to now. And this is why I keep saying that the Premier League is in a difficult spell at the moment. And maybe football in general, but the Prem is definitely struggling. The left wing market is poor. Big C, if we win against Villa, will you believe? It depends what you mean by believe. It just puts us a step closer, you know, and you would not, maybe in an emotional moment when we win a big game, I might go, oh, we're going to win the league. In reality, when I'm calm and thinking with a clear mind, it's too early for me to say we're going to win the league. The gap isn't big enough. Like, we're too close to Man City for me to be comfortable that they can't catch us. Like, we need another 5 or 6 points. I need to see Arsenal 10 points clear of Man City. Then I will start going, oh, you know what? Maybe. You know, but it would be a massive win. I'll tell you that much. Mooney said, slightly off topic, I wanted to thank you for the entertainment and information for this year. I just checked my YouTube rewind. I'm top 0.1% of your viewers, and I've watched 482 videos this year. Yo, big up, man. I love it, people. I love the commitment, you know. Make sure you're locked in. Really appreciate it. And shout out Mooney with the kind words. Unreasonable. We need Valverde to sub for Rice, not Mainoo. The problem you got, listen, I love Valverde. Valverde's too good to come to Arsenal and sit on the bench. When you leave a club like Real Madrid, the first thing you're going to say is, bro, for me to leave Real Madrid, who is the pinnacle of club football, I need to know I'm starting in your team. So unless you're changing formation, or Valverde ain't coming to Arsenal, you know. But I would love Valverde at Arsenal. I rate Mainoo, but why won't Amorim play him? Amorim is a fraud, but I just wonder what is the issue. Maybe it's the system, you know. Maybe it's, that three at the back, and he's not having him at all, is he? He's not having him one bit. From where he was 2 years ago, there's definitely been I would say, it looked like he was getting better and better. He's starting centre mid for England in the Euros with Rice. Now he's not even in the squad, so something ain't right. Big C, my top one YouTube channel. Bless the community. Big up Johnny Fertile, sorry. Faye said, Big C on everyone's Spotify Wrapped. Hey, do the damn thing, man. Do the damn thing. When the moon is shut, Zagamu pizza bacala fiore. There we go, Christian. You requested it. And Busy said, I'm a top 0.2% viewer. My girlfriend is fed up with your voice. I have to listen with headphones on. I play too much. Bless up. Listen, it's survival at this point, so whatever you have to do, I get it. If you got to draw for the headphones, then get me out of her ears, you know what I mean, and get the headphones on. I respect it. But I like the commitment. You didn't just give up on the channel. You said, I'm going to find alternative arrangements. We'll get the headphones on. Big up Martin, who's gifted 5 memberships to the community. Really appreciate that. And welcome to the 5 new members. And Carl said, I would like to see Jesus get some starts at left wing. I think this week will be a big week for Jesus. I think we will see him play. I don't think he'll play against Villa tomorrow, but I think against Bruges and against Wolves next week, Jesus will make his return. 0.1% with 538 videos, said Southpaw Stance. Pat Purser, big up to McCoggins. Hope he's feeling better today. Yeah, man. I like the way we lifted him as a community yesterday. You know what I mean? He was down in the dumps, not feeling good. Positive words, those things can help. So I like the way the community rallied round. Buenos Aires Guna, we need a midfielder like Joe Linton. Yeah. I would love Joe Linton at Arsenal, to just, when teams try and say, come on then, like Chelsea did last weekend, I want to see somebody kicking them down and squaring up to them. I would actually take Joel Linton, but I don't think Newcastle would sell him. But yeah, we need a bully in there that can also play a little bit as well, That would be good. Len said, hopefully he's listening in the chat. Yeah, let's hope so, McCoggins. Big up if you are. Cooper said his 3-year-old Eve and wife Elizabeth always say hello, Curtis, when they hear your voice. Hello, hope everyone is well. Hello, is it me you're looking for? No, we'll leave it there. I'm not going to start singing on a Friday. We'll wait until the game tomorrow. Who do you think is going to sign Vinny Jr.? If Vinny leaves Real Madrid, I think he goes Saudi and he'll get the biggest contract you've ever seen in football. I don't think Madrid would allow him to go to any European club. I think he'd end up in Saudi getting about 5 million a week or something crazy. Right, it's that time, people. Apologies in advance. If you've got a headache, it probably isn't going to make it worse. Or any better, should I say. It's probably going to make it worse. It's that time, people. Mickey Rose, the boss. Rose. Cone Man music. The Cone Man is back. Interesting week. Chelsea, 10 men, couldn't beat them. Brentford got over the line. It was at this moment that you knew you effed up. I don't swear on the streams. That's probably him looking at the scam results for Declan Rice. Oh no. Oh, guys, what am I going to do, guys? I have no Declan Rice, guys. I cannot play no God, guys. I cannot. I'm better than him and I'm 40-something years of age, guys. I retired years ago, guys. Arteta's probably quicker than Norgard. Christian Norgard. What was the point in that signing? Money laundering settings. Brown envelopes. Yeah, we're going to hear him say a lot. And actually, he's going to say nothing. Oh, we have another training session tomorrow, guys. Let's get this mind-numbing pain out of the way. If it's bad, we are skipping it. If it's bad, we will skip. Yeah, we ain't listening if it's causing us physical pain. Declan Rice's availability. Let's see. I think all the questions I'm going to get, the answer, unfortunately, is going to be the same. We have another training session in the afternoon. We might as well just end the press conference now, to be honest. We knew that. On Mosquera's fitness, that's the one that is more complicated. But again, we have another test to say today to see where we are. Well, that would indicate that that's a bad one. That one is probably a bad one then, if he's saying that. Because again, he would say, oh, we got training this afternoon, guys. He's saying that one's more complicated. So it sounds like Mosquera's done some damage. On Saliba and Trossard, it's a matter of days with those two. Said that the other day. So how many days? 7 days? Craig David, Monday. Smashed up his ankle on Tuesday. Didn't rotate on Wednesday. And on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Injured on Sunday. He's mashing up everyone, people. 7 days? I remember him saying days with Tomiyasu. He never played for the club again. Oh, guys, a few days, guys. He will be back, guys. Tomiyasu's been released by the club after being out injured for a year. Oh, you didn't tell us it was 365 days he was going to be out for. You know what I mean? What's going on? How many days? Returning gunners and AFCON planning. I don't think we've got any players going AFCON. On if the quality of football suffers in the schedule, the only thing I can say is that whenever it's possible to help and give the players an extra day or hours to fulfill their maximum potential, let's do it. That's it. We are ready for tomorrow's game. That's why I have a big squad, mate. You got to rotate them. You got to rotate them. Unreasonable said if we win the Champions League, we'll have to pull to get anyone. That's a good point. You win the Champions League, maybe you can put an offer at Vinny Jr., but he would blow up the wage schedule because I reckon he'd want 400 grand a week plus to come to us. James Bond, bro, you man just sold me out with this viewer thing. Now my girl want to check. I actually don't know how you check. How do you check, people? I don't even know how you check. SG, big up, bro. We need a community merch. Coman Music, Mickey Ross, the boss. That's my nickname. Can you imagine me walking in the conference with press conference on tour with Coman Music on a t-shirt with a picture of him with Lego head and waffles? Don't know how that would go down. I don't know if he'd see the funny side of that. To be fair, I'm pretty sure he don't know who Rick Ross is. So maybe I could get away with it and say it's something different. He said, why have I got Lego on my head, guys? I said, no, your hair is just so neat and tidy. I just wanted to compliment it with a piece of Lego on your head. Sipping syrup, hairline still on. Check the comb, man. Big up Black Gemini, man. It might be the last press conference, but I'm pretty sure none of the Arsenal staff would know who Rick Ross was. I might get away with it. Maybe, obviously Frimpong and them, but he ain't in the press conference. Right, yeah. You'd make history, though. Yeah, I was escorted out, guys. The tattoos on his face, the waffle, the gold chain. He just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. I'm facing Villa for what they've been doing, the way they've been playing. The matches, certainly, it's a team in great form. Yeah, we know it. On if Unai Emery has extra motivation facing Arsenal. I don't know. I think when you look at Unai, his career, his motivation level, everywhere he's had an impact. It's been remarkable. I don't know that's a question for him. In my opinion, he never needs anything extra. I think he's good enough in himself. And if this is another statement match, consistency again to perform at the highest level and win another game, we'll go back to the same question, the Champions League and the next weekend. Yeah, boring. Oh, remember that game. Robert Pires against, I think Schmeichel was in goal for Villa. Didn't he lob him? Oh, wow. That brings back memories, people. It brings back memories. I've actually got that gold Arsenal kit with Henry on the back. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Pires lobbed Peter Schmeichel. The players we had. The game's changed. I know the game's changed. I know. On what winning our match does to other title rivals, every time you win a game, you're a little bit close to your objective. It's the only thing we can do. We have to focus on performing, preparing for tomorrow. We know the kind of game we're going to play and we're ready to fulfill our potential. And what Mosquera's injury is, an ankle injury. I can't believe he actually told us. We get no clarity usually with any question. I'm surprised he said, "Oh, some part of the leg, guys. I don't know which part of the leg. The most attacking injury in the world, guys. It's somewhere on the leg, guys." Perez did lob Peter Schmeichel, yeah. Unreal. That gold kit. I cannot believe they haven't brought out another gold kit. It's a record sales kit waiting to happen. You re-release that Sega gold kit with a modern look to it, you're cleaning up. You bring out a burgundy home shirt, that's selling out. Like, it's not, I can't believe that they haven't done that since Adidas. Burgundy home kit, yep, that's selling out everywhere. A gold away kit, yep, that's selling out as long as the design looks right. But they haven't done it. I'm sure they will. If they do, I want credit. On Calafiori being on 4 yellow cards, if it impacts his lineup, he said both, especially against Brentford and with the situation we had at the end of the game. But if Calafiori's getting booked, Calafiori getting booked didn't happen. So good news. Yeah, these press conferences are horrendous. That's a good point. It was Nike, so Adidas might not do it. Bring back the Sega, man. Sega. You know, when you heard that back in the day, you knew you was about to go on Sonic and just start chasing coins. The gold Puma kit was all right. Alexis Sanchez, yeah, it wasn't bad, but it was Puma, and Puma just wasn't. We were a poor team. Puma. I know they tried to revitalize Puma with Usain Bolt and Griezmann and Neymar, but it didn't really work for me, to be honest. I was so happy when we got rid of Puma. You can hear the coins now, innit, man? Come on, man. Yo, the games back in the day. I know I'm going down memory lane again here, and I keep going on. You probably think, what's wrong with this Unks, man? Always talking about... But the Sega Mega Drive, people. The Sega Mega Drive. I never had a Dreamcast console, actually. I had a Sega Mega Drive. Then I got a Super Nintendo as well. And then I had Nintendo 64. I did have a Master System. I think that was my first ever console. I had a Master System, then a Mega Drive, then a Super Nintendo, a SNES as we used to call it. Then it was like, then all the PlayStation stuff started, and then I've never really been an Xbox guy. I'm fully PlayStation, you know. I prefer PlayStation, but nah, the Mega Drive. When you heard Sega, you was like, yo, I'm about to go, you know what I mean, coin hunting right now with Sonic. Crazy. I used to love them games, man. You're describing my life. It's that real, man. It's that real. Those games back in the day, I had a Game Boy. Imagine kids nowadays playing Tetris. They'd throw it away. They'd go, what kind of stupid game is this? We were sitting there for hours just trying to make shapes fit. Yo, move it across, move it. Madness. Madness, people. Them games were unbelievable. They need to re-release them games. Right, let me get on with the waffle anyway. I'm waffling. Rand said sneaky feeling Villa beat us 2-1. Hope I'm wrong. I've gone for Arsenal 2-1, but anything could happen in this game, I'll be real. It could be a win, loss, draw, anything. Red card. In my days, we used to play outside, yeah. But you know what it is, Len? The world is not normal nowadays, I'll be real. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, and I'm sure a lot of you guys who are a similar age to me, I'd be 15, 20 minutes away from my house. We used to go on bike rides 1 hour away from my house. I'd be in a different town. You know what I mean? You can't do that nowadays with the way the world is. You let your kids play out. You're like, yo, I better be able to see you the whole time out of the window. And then the world's changed. I think, yeah, you make a great point. Our social skills were better because you mixed. Kids would move around the estate. They just walk onto the park. Yo, can I play? Yeah, man, are you good? Yeah, I'm a defender. All right, go in defence. So you're going in goal first. We were playing football all night. Mum's opening the doors, shouting down the street. Dinner's ready. Oh, man, I've got to go in. I'm going to have to take my ball. Nah, man, leave the ball, man. I'll drop it round to you tomorrow. We ain't got another football. All right, cool. Like, it was all that. Ain't none of that nowadays. Kids, they want to go in the room, lock the door, and go on the iPad and the PS5, and they're on headset. You know what I mean? On headset all night, chatting and going mad, and it's different. But it's the way of the world, unfortunately, man. Anyway, let me get back to the waffle. Let me get back to the waffle. No, Ollie Watkins and his threat, I think the collective threat they have in terms of how to generate chances, they do that well. Obviously, the quality. We obviously had an offer turned down last January for him. I wasn't overly keen on signing Ollie Watkins. I've always said I want us to have a dog up front, and to me, Ollie Watkins is a poodle. I want an XL bully up front with some swagger and attitude. I shouldn't say all this because Watkins probably score against us now, but he ain't a dog, man. He's just a dog. You know what I mean? I want a dog up front. Gyökeres can be that dog, but we just don't feed that dog. That dog's starving for service. No ball games. No, playing football against a wall that says no ball games on it and you're blasting the ball against the wall. They just don't understand, man. They don't understand, people. They don't understand. Let me not go down memory lane because once I keep walking, it'll take me like half an hour to get back and I won't even finish the press conference. On if Villa are title challengers, if they continue where they are already, they continue what they've been doing, I think any club in any position has a chance. You know what I'd love, right? Oh, one touch. I'm sorry, you lot keep saying things and it gets. You're talking about one touch on the wall, heads and volleys, Kirby. Oh man, like you could just play for about 10 hours. Kirby throwing the ball over the car to hit the curb to bounce back to catch it. You just let me not, because I'll be doing it, and the younger audience they don't want to hear it. They'll be calling me unks, but it's crazy. Wouldn't it be great if a manager just actually was ruthless? Like, if I was a manager, and listen, I probably wouldn't do this, but I'd love to do this, right? I'd love a manager to go, so do you think Aston Villa are in the title race? To be fair, nah, they're not. They're not good enough to win the league. They are a good team, but winning the title, nah, no chance. Not good enough. Imagine a manager saying that. Sometimes you wonder why no one's ever done that. I'm sure there are, but I'd love to hear a manager just go, nah, not win the league. They're a good team, but there's no way they win the league. Arteta knows they ain't winning the league, but yeah, that's another one, innit? When the ball gets stuck under the wheel of the parked car and you can't reach it, you're crawling under the car, you know what I mean? The road's all rough. Let me leave it there because we're going too far down memory lane now. You know what I'm saying? We really are. You can't talk about professionals, but say it respectfully. Yeah, with all respect, they're a good team, but the league, no, they won't win it. Jose said that about us last year. And do you know what? For me, it's an unpopular opinion because people think he was so disrespectful towards Wenger. I love Jose Mourinho. I'll be honest. I don't love the football he's played his whole career, but if you want to talk about personality, that guy is one of the best managers of all time in terms of personality. He is box office, absolute box office. You know, there aren't enough managers like that. Look at this press conference. This is like Chat GPT I'm reading to. It's mind numbing. Mourinho was absolute boxer 3 times, guys, 3 times. You know what I mean? He's a legend. Man said I don't know about Wenger, but you know he's a specialist in failure. Like saying things like that, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, but I respect it. I would have loved Mourinho to be Arsenal manager. Imagine doing press conference reaction with him. He's the two-pack of football. That's actually bang on. That's bang on. He would diss anybody at any moment. Legend. And if his squad is in the best place it's been under him, he said, we've built a squad that I believe was the best one to give us the best possibility to do it. Is it what I want it to be? No, because of the injuries. To have a squad means that the players are fit and available with the consequences, blah, blah, blah. Get on with it. And if the teams will drop out of competitions because of fixture schedule, hopefully no, he said, hopefully we don't get to that point and everything is manageable. Yeah, we can't be dropping things. And if Saliba and Trossard will be fit, as I said before, after the training, we'll know more, blah, blah, blah. If Marino will be considered a striker when all strikers are fit, I think he has earned at least the thinking behind it with the way he's performing, which I agree he does. On if he's grown into the position, yeah, and they are playing together. Even with Victor, it can be with Gabby Jesus. There are things that we have prepared during the summer because of the squad that we have. So far, we haven't been able to do them. On managing his players when rotating, yeah. That'll be it. That'll be right, won't it? When does he rotate, really? We haven't had this situation too many times. I think the problem would be the other one, that you bring somebody in and he doesn't perform, and then the decision is so easy not to play him again. We are not in that position, which is the other position that we want to be in, which is exactly that. I don't know what he's on about. We have people in contention, whether it's to start the game or finish, or to play whenever the team needs his qualities, guys. That's what we have at the moment with every player. Lies, 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 mate. Because if you thought Norgard was that good, you would have played him over Declan Rice, mate. So that's not true. He's basically saying everybody in the squad, I trust all of them. They're not just bench players. No, that's not true, mate, because you didn't trust Waneri away at Sunderland. You never play Norgard, so you don't trust everybody. I need you to buy like a dog, moo like a cow. I need animals, guys. 7:30 p.m., guys. On the challenges of having everyone fit, I hope that we're in that position and can maintain the freshness. Is he worried about Mosquera's fitness? No, we need to know because of the feeling we had after the game and yesterday. We need to corroborate with other testing that we do today. Please get this over with. And if the injuries impact any January transfer dealings, we always have to be prepared. I mean, the moment that we have an option to touch the squad, to bring the squad, or to protect the squad, depending on what happens, I think we need to be open. For example, what's going to happen from here till the window is closed as well. It's football. We don't know. We're certainly going to be alert. We know where the risk can come in terms of the squad, and be ready just in case we have to do something. Well, the only positive thing there is that at least he's indicating that the market might be an option for us, which I think we need. I think we need a player or two in January. And if anyone could leave in January, at the moment, obviously, we haven't had a situation, as we mentioned before, where players are out of the squad for 3 or 4 weeks in a row. At the moment, we know that the squad we are full framing with the players that are fit. At the moment, it's very clear there's no option to do that. What he has learnt from last season's injuries. You certainly learn from those situations. I think looking for solutions and being positive and transmitting that positivity and belief to the team is the main thing. You cannot do anything about it. We have injuries that are totally uncontrollable. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. You are capping. You've overplayed some of these players. Mosquera and those ones, cool. They haven't played much. You can't do nothing about that. I'm not blaming him for everything, but you have overplayed so many of these players. He says, especially the ones that were long-term last season. What? You ran Saka into the ground, mate, till his hamstring popped. You know what I mean? Wolves away, Havertz was laying on the floor. He couldn't walk off the pitch. He did so much running. He popped his hamstring in Dubai. Warm weather training, doing sprints when he should have been having a light session. So I'm not hearing that, Mikel. This season, a lot of other things have happened as well. Learn from the things we can control and the areas that we can improve. First of all, myself, and take it as it comes and enjoy the ride. They're not enjoying the ride, mate. These guys are all in the physio room. And if Odegaard can play every 3 days, I think he's certainly capable of doing that once the injury is resolved. You see the stats, what he did in midweek after 6 or 7 weeks out, it's incredible. We just have another player, another top player that gives us a lot, gives us something different to what we have, so I'm very happy to have him. That's Eze's time over in attacking midfield. And finally, guys, it's about to end on having more options as a manager. These questions are so poor. Every manager wants options, mate. Why even ask the question? It's like saying, do you like blue sky? If it means it's sunny, well, yeah, I don't mind it. It's better and it's warm. All right, no more questions. Great. I think it's something I haven't experienced much, especially through long periods. You know what? Let's skip to the end. Or last year when we were in February to May, look there, and we had 2 players really. That's it. Oh, just get it. Just get out of my face. Get out. Get off the screen. One day I'm going to end that in the first question. I'm going to go, that's too much waffle. Lock that off. You know what I mean? Lock it all off. Apologies, people. I shouldn't even react to his press conference anymore. Big C, we need your Spotify Wrapped or Apple Rewind. I don't even know how to get it up. You know me. I've got a Hotmail account. I ain't even got a Gmail. Never mind Spotify Wrapped. Let me know. How do you even find out, people? Nyamming waffles, yeah, Elliot. I don't know if he put it in the chat, but we didn't see Elliot's nyamming waffles sipping syrup, or maybe I missed it, but here it is, another lion in the den. We're gonna defo need Declan and that man music. Big up. We knew it was there somewhere. Have a bad feeling like I had versus Sunderland, said Donald. And AMSN, Monaco, Mainoo on loan as cover for Rice. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I put a poll there. Let me end that poll. 66% say you would take him. 34% saying no. The only thing I don't like about Kobbie Mainoo, he's not a very quick runner. You know, where Rice can get box to box quickly, where Kobbie looks like he's got a caravan on his back when he runs. You know what I mean? Nyamming waffles, sipping syrup, another lion in the den. We're going to defo need Declan and that man music. Right. Let's end by picking our team for tomorrow. What we would pick, what we think he will pick. And are you confident we're getting 3 points tomorrow? I think there's absolutely no doubt that tomorrow is a tough game of football. We beat them last year at their place. But if you remember that game, Ollie Watkins missed 2 absolute sitters and we should have been 2-0 down. In the end, we got the better of them. And we won the game. But this will be a tough game. And 12:30, I know people don't think it has an effect. I genuinely think it does. Most 12:30 games are cagey affairs. I just don't think your body is as prepared for it at 12:30 because you have pre-match in the hotel at like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's early in the morning. I don't know about you, but I'm somebody that I don't eat a lot for breakfast. Sometimes I don't even have breakfast. So when you're in a hotel and the nutritionist is saying you need to eat a bowl of this or a plate of that, you're going to need energy. You're almost force feeding yourself, and it's not the same. It's not the same, and it ruins the weekend as well. Let's be honest. If Arsenal don't win at 12:30, the rest of the weekend is carnage. I don't even want to watch football if we don't. So please, Arsenal, don't ruin the weekend. Go and get 3 points, man. I'm just checking here actually what's happening with Emi Martinez. I don't know if Emery has had his press conference and what he said about Emi in the press conference. Yeah, he's doing the same thing. Emery says Emi Martinez will be assessed ahead of Villa's game against Arsenal. Yeah, he's doing the same thing. It was a back injury, apparently. Surely he doesn't recover from that. Emi Martinez has not given up hope of being fit. He will have a late fitness test before the game. He pulled out after suffering pain in his back before the warm-up against Brighton and was not able to continue or be on the bench. 33-year-old who left Arsenal for £16 million. Wow. 16 million for a World Cup winner is crazy. Absolutely crazy. But right, let's pick our team. Let's pick our team for tomorrow. What we would do and what he would do. Obviously, Almunia in goal. Nah, I'm joking. That ain't no joke, by the way. Centre-back, Piero Incapia. He's one of the only centre-backs we've got. I'm going to go best and worst case scenario. Best case scenario, Saliba's available. Right back would be Timber. Obviously, if Saliba's not fit, Timber at centre-back, Ben White at right back like we finished the game the other day. You've got to bring Saliba back if he's available. Calafiori continues at left back. Another yellow would get him suspended, but our next league game is Wolves. So might be, without sounding cynical, it might be a good time to get booked. I know some people won't like that, but at the end of the game, I know a lot of players who've done this before, by the way. Get yourself a booking on purpose so that you miss an easy game, and then the yellow card things. Because if what you don't want is him to get that before a bigger game. Just go up to the ref, have a little argument with him, keep talking. Yeah, right, one more time you're going to get booked. Ref, I didn't even do anything. Yellow card. Oh, yes, I'm going to miss Wolves. we'll batter Wolves anyway, and then I'm back. Midfield. This is where it gets techie, people. And again, Trossard, because we don't know whether Trossard's available. I'm going to give you my best case scenario, what I would do, right? Assuming everybody's available, right? This is what I would do. Zubimendi and Rice. We're all hoping Rice is available. I'm playing Eze. I'm playing Trossard. I'm playing Saka. And yeah, I'm going to have to play Mainoo because of the form. Best case scenario, Saliba and Trossard are fit. That's my 11. Not everybody will agree with it, right? Not everybody will agree with it. I'm still sticking by the fact that even though Eze was poor against Chelsea, he was unreal against Tottenham. He was quality against Bayern. That, for me, is our two best performances of the season. I still don't know. And this will be a tough game for Odegaard, by the way, with the physicality that they've got. That's what I would do if everyone's fit and available. What I think we're going to get is, and again, this is assuming that I think Eze is going to get put on the left. So I think you're going to see maybe that is what I think we might see. Martinelli's had, he was terrible against Chelsea, terrible against Brentford. Martinelli should not be starting this game. Jesus, it's too early. He's just come back from 10 months out. He hasn't played 1 minute for us yet. He's not ready to start a game like this. I think that. Will Gyökeres start? I was tempted to say Gyökeres, because Villa are a very physical team. Konza and their man at the back. But I just think Mainoo's played at such a level the last few games. It's not fair to drop him. I would start him and then bring Gyökeres on maybe with 25, 30 minutes to go. And then I would start Gyökeres against Bruges on Wednesday to try and, even though Mainoo's playing well, I think to win a league title, you need Gyökeres playing well because he is that goal scorer with that killer instinct. So I think Mainoo will start. I don't think Gyökeres has played a lot of minutes yet. I would start Gyökeres on Wednesday. But this is the kind of game that worries me a little bit with Mainoo because Villa are very aggressive and physical. I was tempted to start Gyökeres, but he hasn't even played much. I think he came on for 5 minutes against Brentford, and I think did he get about 9 minutes against Chelsea? So he's been out for a month. He's played like 14 minutes. He needs to come on for like 25 minutes. I don't think he'll start. If he did start, I'd be fine. I just want to say, worst case scenario, if Declan Rice isn't fit, I think he will put Mainoo in midfield and then put Gyökeres up front. I don't think he'll trust Christian Norgard. I don't think he would play Lewis Skelly in midfield. I don't think he would play Eze and Odegaard with Zubimendi as a lone six. I think Mainoo would go into that Rice role and Gyökeres would go up front. He's clearly not sure when it comes to Declan Rice because if you hear what he said in that press conference, he's not coming out and saying, yeah, he's fine. He's saying, we got to play it hour by hour and see how the session goes. So clearly there's some doubt over whether he's available. I just think Arsenal are going to patch him up and say, get through this 90 minutes and then Club Brugge and Wolves next week, you can have a break. What you've got to hope is that he gets through the game unscathed. That is the issue. Because we're going to have... That midfield is going to be a big battle tomorrow. He said he's fine, but let's be honest, Rick, right? If you're Declan Rice and you do an interview with Sky at the end of a game and they say, are you all right? Are you going to turn around and say, no, I'm in a bad way? You're going to go, no, I'm fine. They're trained. They know. Don't give anything away to the press. He might have done his cough for all we know. Just the fact he was taking pictures after the game with Ivan Toney and all of that, you would imagine he was okay. But yeah, big up Matt Southern-Gunner. It could be Cortisone FC. Yeah, if you can pull your sock down, Declan. The doc's coming in, mate, with this big injection. You won't be able to feel anything in your car for the next 90 minutes, but just make it work. And you'll be in considerable pain when that wears off. But you can have the week off. You don't need to play against Club Brugge. I guarantee you'll see him on the plane doing a thumbs up on the way to Bruges. You're like, give the guy a rest. Send him on holiday for 5 days. Villa are very aggressive. Morgan Rogers tomorrow is the kind of player that I don't like for Zubimendi. An athletic, mobile, aggressive, attacking midfielder. So we need Rice next to Zubimendi because Zubimendi, I don't know if that would be. It's not a good matchup against Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers, by the way, a player that I would be looking at in the summer. I think he's a brilliant player. I don't know if you guys noticed. He comments on loads of Eze's pictures after games. I actually commented back to him like, "Yo, you need to join Arsenal in the summer, bro." You know what I mean? And Arna, yeah, he's a tank, 6'5". You know, he doesn't always start, but they've got a lot of quality in midfield. Anana, McGinn. Tielemans, Rogers, there's good players there, man. It'll be a tough game. Watkins up front, he'll have a point to prove, you know, be frustrated that he didn't sign for us last summer. Or no, it was last January, actually. So this is a tough game. This is a tough game. Let's have a little look at the league table and then we will get out of here. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your Friday. Kamara as well, yeah. He's a very good player. First against third. Man City play Sunderland at home this weekend. I expect them to win because it's at the Etihad, but you never know. Sunderland drew with us. They drew with Liverpool. It's a tough game. City struggled against Leeds last week at home, and Leeds are not very good. City this week have got Sunderland at home, Real Madrid away, Crystal Palace away. That's a tough week. If we can get through Villa, we've got Bruges and we've got Wolves, and then we've got a midweek with no game after that as well until the Everton game. So the light is at the end of the tunnel, but the tunnel is to get through Villa Park. If that whistle goes at Villa Park tomorrow and we've won and Rice is still on the pitch and he's fine, we're in a fantastic situation going into that sort of Christmas period because when you look at our fixtures coming up, right? When you look at our upcoming fixtures, if we just break it down in terms of this next sort of group of fixtures, right? Up until the 3rd of January, Villa away, Bruges away in the Champions League, Wolves at home, Everton away. Everton away is tough, but sometimes a big new stadium makes it a bit easier than Goodison Park that's close and intimidating. Then we got Crystal Palace in the Cup at home. Then we got Brighton at home. Then we got Villa at home. Then Bournemouth away. Listen, there's an argument we could win all those games. I know football doesn't work like that. But we would be favourites going into every one of those games after Villa away, which would be close, who would be the favourite. Now, when you have a look at City, because I don't know about anybody else, City is the only team that I'm focusing on. Chelsea are out of the title race. Liverpool are out of it. And Villa aren't going to stay in it. I know Arteta's trying to be polite, but I won't. Villa ain't winning the title. Even if they beat us tomorrow, they're not winning the title. If we look at City, so like I said, Sunderland at home, Real Madrid away, Crystal Palace away. So that's a tough week. Then they've got Brentford at home, West Ham at home. Then they've got Forest away, Sunderland away, and Chelsea at home. And then after that, Brighton at home, then Man United away. So I'd say their running is a bit trickier than ours. Not much trickier. Chelsea at home, Sunderland away, that's tough. Forest away can be tough. West Ham at home, Brentford at home, they smoke them. Palace away can be tricky. And Real Madrid, hopefully Mbappe smokes them. Are we playing on Wednesday? Please don't. We are, aren't we? Oh, man, I wanted to do a watch-along for that Man City game. That's got to be a joint watch-along. I want to watch that Real Madrid game more than Bruges against Arsenal. I might put Arsenal on the tablet and watch Real Madrid on the big screen. I want to watch Mbappe smoke Man City on Wednesday night. Richard said, I feel Arteta doesn't like Gyökeres. He wants Havertz back. He was probably relieved when Gyökeres got injured. He wanted Sesko and Williams, not Eze and Gyökeres. You know, I've said these things before. Not completely what you said, by the way. I don't think he was happy when he was injured. I think Arteta wanted a clear run for Havertz, which is why I think he wanted Sesko, because Sesko's younger, less proven. He's not going to kick up a fussy if he's on the bench and Havertz is starting. once we signed Gyökeres, you signed a proven player that's 27 years of age, and he's going to want first team football. I think Berta would have leaned on him to get that deal done, but he's got to find a way to get more out of him. You know, you got to find a way to get. Listen, I'm not. I don't think for 1 second he wanted him to get injured. I just think you're right. I think Sesko and Nico Williams were the targets. But we need to use Gyökeres better. Every time I watch Gyökeres play, he makes runs, the ball doesn't turn up. You know, doesn't turn up. Yo, big up, bro. The Eze shirt just arrived. Thank you very much. Obviously, your shirt arrived quicker because you're in England. The other two guys who won, one of them I think's in Sweden, one's in America, so their delivery might take a bit longer. But big up, enjoy the shirt, man. You know what I mean? As I said, for members, we're going to do another giveaway in the member stream. The next member stream is going to be not this midweek, the one after. This midweek, we've got Bruges. The following midweek, we don't have a midweek game. So on probably like the Wednesday, we'll do a member stream, and I'm going to give away another shirt. I'm going to get another shirt for you guys. And maybe we'll get a name printed on it. I don't know. But we'll give away another shirt in the member stream. So you get that before Christmas. White gloves. See, have a look at UEFA at Brighton. Rice backup. You know, Brighton have got a load of players that, like, you don't know much about them. I don't know where they get them from. Mats UEFA. Is he Dutch or German? I've heard of him, but I don't know too much about him. He's Dutch. 26 years of age. Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I don't know much about him. I've obviously seen him when I'm watching Brighton play, but I don't know much about him. Defensive midfielder or right back. Brighton are notoriously hard to get players off, though. You know, probably cost about 50 million to buy him. Channel 4 are broadcasting AFCON. Yeah, that's great. That is good. I'm going to get into AFCON a little bit. Brighton scouts are insane. They really are. Their recruitment, you know, they'll buy a player for like 5 million, sell him for 60 million. It's crazy. Listen, people, big up to everyone locked in. Really appreciate your support. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And watch along tomorrow. 11:30 a.m. will be live. 12:30 p.m. kickoff. And it's going to be a roller coaster of emotion. I'll do a quick video showing the shirt later. Yeah, man, big up, bro. Big up to everyone. Hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you all soon, people.